Our math lab activity for today is a circles practice. Numbers 1, 2, and 3, and 4 are just finding the radius or diameter given the other. Numbers 5 and 6 is finding the circumference based on the radius or the diameter. So you want to remember our circumference equations, that circumference is equal to pi times diameter, or you could use the circumference equation, circumference equals 2 pi r. Right, that's your option there. Personally, I prefer pi times diameter, and I just quickly change radius to diameter when I need it. If you go to the back, then we're finding the area for numbers 7 through 10. So we want to remember our area formula. Area equals pi r squared. Numbers 7 and 8, pretty straightforward. The ones I really wanted to talk about today were numbers 9, 10, 11, and 12. And I'm going to do an example for number 9 and for number 11 for you guys to follow along, because this is a little bit of pre-teaching for what we're going to do tomorrow on our regular math lesson. So again, for numbers 9 and 10, the directions are find the area. And for 9 and 10, we're going to find to the nearest tenth. So on number 9, finding the area, we're given the circumference. So we're given the circumference and we have to find the area. So we know circumference. First thing I want to do is write down my circumference formula. Circumference equals pi times diameter. Two variables there, circumference and diameter. We know one of those. We know the circumference. So this time, instead of substituting in for diameter, because we don't know it, we're going to substitute in for circumference. So instead of writing C, we write 36.4. So we have 36.4 equals pi times diameter. Now we can solve for the unknown diameter. So I have to get it by itself. So I'm going to divide both sides by pi. And I don't have to use my calculator here because it's just pi divided by pi. And I write it over here. To do 36.4 divided by pi, I have to use my calculator. So I take my calculator, 36.4 divided by pi, hit equals, and I'm going to leave that to, I'll go to the thousandths place because it says round to the tenths. I'll leave it a little longer, 11.586. Now we want to find the area, and I know area equals pi r squared. Oh, well, from diameter, I can go to radius by dividing by 2. So let me do that. I'm going to do 11.586 and divide by 2. That gives me 5.793. Now as we go to find the area, two variables, area, radius. This time we know the radius, so we'll substitute that in for r. Pi times, and then in parentheses, 5.793 squared. Order of operations, we're going to square the radius first. So 5.793 squared. And again, I'm going to leave that to the thousandths place. I'm going to round to the thousandths place. That's going to be pi times 33.559. Okay. Now multiply by pi. 105.428. So rounded to the tenths place, our area should be 105.4, just 0.4 miles squared. 105.4 miles squared. So that's a new task for us today. So go ahead, try it for number 10 on your own, and then you can check your answer key. Within this document, there was posted the answer key, just the answer, but not the work shown. Okay. Now, number 11, similar problem. We're going to find the circumference of each circle given the area. And let's leave in terms of pi for this problem. Okay. So we're given area. We know our area formula. Area equals pi r squared. We have two unknowns, area and radius. We know the area. The area is 144 pi. That's going to get substituted in for A. You take that pi with it. So I write it down. 144 pi equals pi r squared. Okay. Now, as we solve for r, we're doing reverse PEMDAS. So we're going to do our dividing before we do our opposite of exponents. So we're going to divide both sides by pi, trying to isolate our variable, our r squared first. Divide by pi. Now on the left side here, I don't need my calculator because these are both in terms of pi. Pi divided by pi is just 1, so that leaves us 1/44. Now we have to undo that operation of the exponent, of squaring. To undo squaring, we take the square root of both sides, okay? So that tells us what number times itself is r squared. Well, r times r is r squared. So square root of r squared is r. Square root tells us what number times itself is 144. And you might just know that that fact is 12. If you don't know that, you can use your calculator. Using the square root button, typing in 144, pushing equals. It gives you 12. So we found the radius is 12. That's not our final answer though. We want to know circumference, and circumference is pi times diameter. Oh, well, if the radius is 12, multiplied by 2, our diameter is 24. Now we can substitute in for diameter in our circumference formula. Circumference equals pi times 24. We're leaving in terms of pi, so just reorder. Circumference equals 24 pi feet. Circumference is a linear unit. Okay? So again, use that as a guide as you go to do number 12. When you're done with all of this, we're going to post it on Padlet. So when you are done with your worksheet, you're going to go on to Padlet using the link that was put on Google Classroom, and you're going to find your name with this column, and you're going to post your work. First thing I want you to do first, see it says log in up top there in the top corner. I want you to log in using your Google, using your Rise City School District email address. That's going to allow us to see who's posting, and you'll get alerted if you have a comment. So if I put a comment on you on telling you, to fix something or a nice job, you want to be able to see that. So then when you post, it'll show who's posting and what you did. To post your work, click the plus button. Okay, and what you want to do is you want to take a picture of your work. So you're going to click the picture. You're going to have to allow access for your work to show, and you click your webcam. Then you want to hold up obviously your completed classwork. Mine's not completed right now, but take a picture of your completed classwork from the video, and obviously you're going to hold it up so you can see it and take that picture, and it'll give you a countdown, and then boom, there you go. You want to click save. If it's a two-sided worksheet like we had today, you're going to have to click again. You're going to have to click the plus button again, go down, and take another picture. Okay? So if you have questions, let me know, and hope you guys are having a great day. Bye.